Herzlich willkommen, Sianamgela, and welcome to the Bundesliga Connection with Kres Harrington on the SL Podcast in partnership with DW Berlin.
It's time for the latest from Germany's domestic football league, the Bundesliga, and more. For that, we are joined by Kres Harrington from our partner station Deutsche Welle in Berlin, Germany. Kres, Bayern breezed past Bochum, while Union Berlin defeated RB Leipzig to stay within 1 point of the defending champions.
Yeah, these are the two sides to watch right now, Bayern Munich and Union Berlin, the 1 and 2 teams in the standings. As far as Bayern, it was a cakewalk. Thomas Müller actually had a historic performance. With his performance, he's now made 428 appearances for Bayern Munich, the most of all time. That's quite the accomplishment. And Müller himself pounced on a sloppy pass from the back to put Bayern ahead, and then Kingsley Coman added another goal. Coman's been looking very electric from the wing lately, and then Serge Gnabry, who had been out due to injury, he earned himself a penalty and converted from the spot. We didn't see the same Bochum that we saw a few meetings ago that actually shocked the defending champions with a defeat, but that was at Bochum. This match was not, and I think Bayern Munich are trying to get the momentum they need, because obviously the bigger picture that lies ahead is their fixture with PSG, but they got the result they expected to get with Bochum. Julian Nagelsmann did have some comments about this team after the match, just mentioning that, there was some lapse in focus, and he can't afford that when the European action commences this week. And that was pretty much it. As far as Union Berlin had a really impressive victory over RB Leipzig, considering RB Leipzig is quite the fortress at home. It's their first defeat at home, and Union Berlin came from behind to pick up the win, despite Leipzig getting ahead early in the match after 24 minutes. But then it was a mishandling from an RB Leipzig defender inside the box that obviously set up the penalty, and then the go-ahead goal was converted by Robin Knoch, who made it 2-1 in the end. Very impressive win, considering that RB Leipzig, again, only a few teams in the Bundesliga came into this recent match day without a defeat at home. Leipzig was one of them. Union Berlin, keeping the feet to basically Bayern Munich's heels, the fire to their heels right now, keeping it tight, not giving them any breathing room at the very top. It was an impressive win, and it just goes to show that Union Berlin mean business when it comes to this incredible title chase that they're in pursuit of.
And Dortmund won at Bremen to move up to third in the standings. Will it stay so competitive for the top spots for the rest of the season?
Yeah, it was an impressive win by Dortmund, typically coming from behind. Dortmund's been a side that's conceded late goals and left the pitch with defeat. This time they've reversed their fortune and converted 2 late goals against Bremen, a team that has been difficult, a team that is competitive, competing for the European spots as well. So a nice win. Things turned around for Dortmund when he made some changes. Jamie Bino Gittens came in along with Gio Reyna late in the match as substitutions. Terzic, the coach, pretty much gave them the credit for why things changed. Bino Gittens converted an electric goal. He does have some power in his boots for a young guy. Dortmund is just incredible. A good young team, and to see them get a victory on the road. Typically, they're stronger at home. Everyone, I think, around the league is aware of that. So for them to save it late and then pick up the win, I think it's a morale boost of anything, for the team. And then now they're within striking distance of the very top as well. It's looking to be a 3-horse race right now with Bayern, Union Berlin, and Dortmund at a close third. Now, as far as the league being more competitive, when you look at the standings, it's really, the top 3, and then you have 4 through 6, that really competitive between these spots. I think anything can change, considering the European pitch is about to be played upon with the Bundesliga teams. A handful of Bundesliga teams are competing in the Champions League, a couple in your Europa League. So fatigue is the only question I see. Will it set in or not?
And just like always, Kres, what else has hit your radar this week?
Yeah, I just don't want to leave the teams competing in the Europa League out. Union Berlin, they're at Ajax. Ajax, they're third right now in their domestic league. Union Berlin, they're fighting for the number 1 spot, only trail Bayern Munich by 1 point in the Bundesliga, so that should be a good match. And Bayer Leverkusen hosts Monaco, who are also third in Ligue 1, and they recently defeated PSG, so that could be an interesting match as well. But I'm wishing the German sides well and much success and, just to climb high and win as much silverware as possible and just bring bigger light to the Bundesliga and also the many stars that are competing in the many teams as well in Europe. So there's a lot of action to look forward to, and I'll be here to give you the updates, hopefully the highlights and the expected victories, as I'm expecting the German sides to prevail in all of these encounters, including the tight ones like PSG and Bayern.
Thank you very much for the Bundesliga update, Mr. Kres Harrington from our partner station Deutsche Welle in Berlin, Germany. Have a fantastic day further.
Dankeschön und auf Wiedersehen.
The Bundesliga Connection is a team effort driven by the following incredible individuals. The show is hosted by Aidan Hewitt and Kres Harrington. It is produced by Kres Harrington. It is edited by Aidan Hewitt and Uli Presch, and graphics are provided by David Scullard.